Hi everyone, this is Prepping by Faith. Welcome back to my channel, and I just wanted to get this urgent message out there to you guys. I feel like it's really important. There is an article that was released this morning from the Gateway Pundit, and it's titled Global Government Alert, Threat to National Sovereignty Set to Go Down May 22nd through the 28th at the WHO World Health Assembly. The World Health Organization is attempting a power grab, quietly setting up a single globalized response to all future pandemics. According to the WHO's website on March 30th, 2021, it announced an urgent call for an international pandemic treaty, stating that such a treaty is needed to orchestrate a single globalized response to pandemics, and 25 heads of government and international leaders have come together in a joint call to form the treaty. Don't forget that Yuval Noah Harari, the chief advisor to Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, has stated that globalist elites will use crises to bring about world government. Catastrophe opens the door to massive changes that people would otherwise never accept, Harari has said. So what is going on is the U.S. government has submitted 13 amendments that it would like to see folded into the treaty, and these amendments are seen by many as sovereignty killers. The WHO will be hosting its annual meeting, the 75th World Health Assembly, May 22nd through the 28th in Geneva, Switzerland, attended by delegates from 192 nations. It is during this meeting that members will be voting on the 13 amendments that will hand over additional sovereignty, control, and legal authority to the World Health Organization. The WHO, if these amendments are approved, will obtain the authority to declare an international health emergency, overriding national governments. This is serious, people. This means nations will be giving up their sovereignty and rights to control their own health care, handing that authority over to an international organization affiliated with the United Nations and run by tyrants like Dr. Tedros. It is important to note that the International Pandemic Treaty will be far more expansive than these amendments, but these amendments are more urgent because they will be voted on next month. So it goes in to talk to us about an individual called Roguski that has set up a website called don'tyoudare.info, and he is making some points here in a summary of the draft of these treaty amendments. And his points are that the international health regulations would be legally binding and supersede the United States Constitution. So these proposed amendments will cede additional sovereignty, control, and legal authority over to the World Health Organization. These amendments will not require approval by 2/3 of the United States Senate if they are approved as submitted by the United States by a simple majority of the 195 member countries of the World Health Assembly countries. These amendments would enter into force as international law just 6 months later, November 2022. And if that date isn't crystal clear, I don't know what is, guys. Let's pay attention to this. We know what is coming up in our country, and we know that they are going to probably try to stop that midterm election. So pay attention to that date. This is interesting. So it is not known if the amendments will be voted upon individually or as a complete package. The amendments will give the Director General of the WHO the power to unilaterally declare a public health emergency of international concern, even over the objection of the country dealing with an outbreak of disease. So these guys are going to make the final decisions no matter if the country disagrees with it or not. So handing over power to this organization is very, very dangerous. Okay, so according to the changes made to U.S. regulations that were published one day before Donald Trump was inaugurated, January 19th, 2017, the definition of a public health emergency in the United States now includes the declaration of this public health emergency of international concern by the WHO. A unilateral declaration of a public health emergency of international concern by the WHO will enable the declaration of a public health emergency by the U.S. Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. The amendments proposed by the United States would also give the Director General of the WHO the legal authority to unilaterally issue an intermediate public health alert. The criteria for the issuance of an intermediate public health alert is simply that the Director General has determined it requires heightened international awareness and a potential international public health response. The amendments will also give regional directors within the WHO having the legal authority to declare a public health emergency of regional concern. So what if the WHO decides we all need jabs and digital passports? I think they've already kind of decided that for us, right? And this treaty could also be used to take away our First and Second Amendment rights. You guys, we need to take this very seriously. I don't know if there's anything that we can do as a country to stop it, but I do believe in the power of prayer, and I believe that we all need to be spending as much time before God as we can with this concern, and anything that we can do to try to stop this at a government level. I don't know if there's anything that we can do as far as getting our health officials attention, our political figures attention, whatever we can do to set our voices up there and say we are not okay with this, we are not okay with the United States giving up our rights according to our health. This is insane information that is coming out, and we really need to be paying attention to this. I'm especially concerned because I'm seeing where this is going to impact us as far as these midterms. I know a lot of us have been talking about the possibility of them being stopped. I myself have had a dream in the past where I saw that martial law had been declared, and it was in the fall, and I knew it was the fall because there were all of these leaves coming down, and we were trying to hurry up and gather the last of our supplies in a big box store, and I knew in the dream martial law had been declared, and I had an impression in this dream that it was around the time of Halloween. And why I knew that, I don't know, but I just had this impression. And knowing what I know about the midterms coming up, it feels like some of these pieces are starting to fall in place. You go ahead and, do what you want to with that information. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just saying it's something that I had, and it could just be my own fears or concerns coming out in my dreams. That is a real possibility. But I do think that things are being done in the back room. I think these things have continued to go on in the back room. They don't want us aware of what they're planning. They don't want us aware so that we can prepare. So the best thing that we can do is continue to prepare to the best of our abilities, knowing what they are planning and knowing that there is a possibility at some point, if we decide not to participate in this system that they are trying to implement, that we will no longer be able to participate in society, and we will no longer be able to purchase the goods that we are used to. So whatever we have in our homes at that point, and whatever skills we've learned to grow food for our families is going to be what we have. So that is a big concern. We need to be paying attention to this. And I hope that this information hasn't instilled more fear in you, but it helps motivate you to continue your preparations. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this information out with people. They need to be aware of it. And remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.